Welcome students. Hope you have seen all the video parts of the first chapter and have written the notes. Today we are going to start our second chapter from trade to power. You have noticed that the topic from trade to power. Yes, in this chapter we are going to study about different foreign nations who came for trade to India and how they captured power. So let's start our second chapter from trade to power. The spices of our land, such as ginger, pepper, cardamom, cinnamon, etc., were essential to the foreigners. The traders all over the world used to visit here to collect the spices. Students, in the previous chapter, we learned that when the Turks conquered Constantinople in 1453, trade between Asia and Europe came to an end, and this necessitated the European traders to find out new sea routes to India. Thus, new sea routes were discovered, and many Europeans came to India for trade. The Europeans who came to India for trade: 1. Portuguese, 2nd Dutch, 3rd English, and 4th French. Students, let's start with Portuguese. They were the first European who came to India for trade. In the month of May 1498, three huge ships from Portugal landed at Capa near Calicut. They were a group of sailors from Portugal under the leadership of Vasco da Gama. The Samarin, the then ruler of Calicut, didn't provide trading facilities to Vasco da Gama, so he left for Kannur and gathered necessary goods and returned to Portugal. Francisco de Almeida and Albuquerque was another two sailors who followed Vasco da Gama to India. They were sailors from Portugal who reached India for trade. The major trading centers of Portuguese were Goa, Damam, and Diu. The major constructions of Portuguese were St. Angelo Fort at Kannur and Kottapuram Fort at Thrissur. The agricultural contribution of Portuguese, who were known as Parangis, were pineapple, guava, papaya, red chilli, cashew, tobacco, etc. Printing machine was widely used by Portuguese. The art form Chautanadagam, which is famous in Kerala, was introduced by Portuguese. But the Portuguese could not establish many trade centers in India. Let's see why. The answer is because they did not have enough economic and military resources to fight with other European powers like English, French, Dutch, etc. Second, they faced resistance from native forces, that is, Kunyali the admirals of Samorin's naval force led the resistance against the Portuguese in the Malabar region. Thus, because of these two reasons, they could not establish many trade centers in India. So students, we will take a review of what we learned today. Our second chapter's name is From Trade to Power. We learned that Portuguese, Dutch, English and the French reached India for trade, and the Portuguese were the first who came to India for trade. Vasco da Gama, Almeida, Albuquerque were the important sailors who came to India from Portuguese for trade. Goa, Damam and Diu were the major centers of the Portuguese for trade. St. Angelo Fort and Kottapuram Fort were constructed by them. Printing machine were widely used. Chautanadagam, the art form, was the contribution of Portuguese. The Portuguese could not establish many trade centers in India as they lacked enough economic and military resources, and also they faced resistance from native forces of Samarin, that is Kunyali Samarin's naval force.